Just find a position, a place where you're comfortable, and just begin to allow yourself to relax now the way you relax yourself. As always, we will take you through the body, but you begin to relax yourself the way you do it now. Just take a deep breath, and as you breathe, begin to locate that aspect of you which is your consciousness. That part of you which is absent of form, that part of you which has an intelligence of its own. And once you've located your awareness, just move it now to your right foot. And now your left foot, and experience all the different textures there, the bones, the joints, the skin. And acknowledge your feet for carrying you and serving you. And now move your awareness to the band of light that surrounds your right ankle. And the other band of light that surrounds your left ankle, and experience that light pouring out, shining out now into the darkness. And just breathe and let go. And now become aware of your right lower leg, left lower leg. And now move your awareness to your right knee, and therein feel the strength and the power in this long cylindrical column of light that shoots out from your knee straight out off into the darkness. And now become aware of your left knee and the bolt of cylindrical light that shines out from it. Now your right upper leg, left upper leg. And now just take a deep, deep breath, and as you exhale, just let yourself relax and experience your feet and your legs floating and drifting off into the night, into the darkness, as your body becomes lighter and more at ease. And become aware now of your right hand and the skills there in that hand, all the ways in which it serves you, the different textures of your bones and joints, skin. And now your left hand, that one which most of us who are right hand dominant ignore. Notice that left hand and feel its strength, its power, its need to be recognized, its need to be acknowledged. And now the band of light around your right wrist, move your awareness there. And now the band of light around your left wrist, both right and left, glowing off into the darkness, off into the night. And now become aware of your right lower arm, left lower arm, and now move that awareness to that right elbow and experience the bolt of light that shoots out from that elbow in the form of a sword, that signifies your masculinity, that signifies your masculine side, your dominant side, side of the warrior, side of the hunter. And now bring your awareness to that left elbow and experience the bolt of light shining out there, this time in the form of a crystal, this time signifying that of a healer, your anima, your feminine side, that side which nurtures, that side which creates life. And experience that power, that force. Let it in. And now your right upper arm, and now your left upper arm. And once again, just take a deep, deep breath all the way in, and just let go of your arms and your hands and just experience them flying off, leaving your body, becoming lighter, quieter, more relaxed. Now become aware of your right hip and the force that's there, the strength that's there, and the light that's there. And now your left hip, also forceful and powerful, and the light that shines out from it. Your right buttock, left buttocks, right inner thigh, left inner thigh, and the sensitivity that's there, and include your lower abdomen, the smoothness and the softness there. And then your anus. And now, as you begin to move your awareness to your genitals, the moment your consciousness touches them, feel that energy flowing out, pouring down, being released from your genitals, down through your legs, and also being released upward through your abdomen and up into your chest. As you breathe, just let go of that energy that's locked there and let it flow through your entire body. And now bring that consciousness to the musculature of your lower back, and then your middle back, and as it slowly moves up into the musculature of your upper back, creating a blanket of light, a blanket of healing light that now slowly begins to wrap around your right and your left shoulder. And as it touches your shoulders, feel the energy there, feel the relief there, the relief of obligation, the relief of all of those advisors, all of those things and people and societies and religions and parents and lovers and friends and teachers. Let go now of all of their sexual expectations of you. And as that leaves you, just feel those shoulders becoming lighter, and your back and spine beginning to straighten, becoming more erect. And now the blanket of light continues to float down over your upper chest, to your lower chest, breasts, nipples, touching those sexual parts of you, as it moves gradually now over the musculature of your abdomen. And now your entire torso is wrapped wrapped in a blanket of healing light. Just feel it sinking in. Rest. Let go. And now the light on its own, without your moving it, moves within, through your navel, and it moves around freely inside your abdomen, touching the small intestines and the large intestines, liver, kidneys, pancreas, all your organs, that whole system that takes care of you constantly, without ever resting. And now become aware of your heart and move that consciousness there, move it to that heart, that part of you, that center through which your love blossoms, through which your sexuality is balanced by your spirituality. Reside there now for a while. Become used to being there. Become used to being centered, to being loving, kind, gentle. And as you reside there, feel that heart gradually and slowly as it pumps blood throughout your body. Feel it opening, opening, opening as the organ through which you receive others, through which you share yourself with others. And now let that light begin to dissolve into a mist, and let that mist begin to float up, floating up through your chest. Millions of little particles of light moving up throughout your chest, healing your chest, calming your breath. As it floats up now and touches your neck, and begins to heal your willingness and your ability to communicate. As you begin to heal, you give yourself permission to be you, to be that curious child, that child who is sexually curious about its own organs, its own sexuality, that child that was filled with question upon question upon question, but that child that was forced to withhold its questions because of the ignorance it was surrounded by, because of the fear, superstition that it found itself surrounded by. Make the commitment now to yourself. Make the commitment to share, to communicate, to ask questions, to allow yourself to blossom sexually, to discover, to ask, to share, to receive. Heal yourself. It's just words. You won't be punished anymore. You won't be sent to your room. You won't be humiliated. You won't be put down. And as that heals, just allow that light to continue to move up into your head, surrounding that incredible organ called your brain, with its billions of connections and electrical charges glistening, going off like fireworks. Feel it. And let it now come and touch your jaws on both sides, relaxing the muscles therein. And touching that muscle under your tongue, and as it touches that muscle under your tongue, your whole jaw just drops open. And your consciousness then touches your chin, very sensually touching your face and your lips, your right cheek, your left cheek, your nose. And heal that right eye and that left eye, and then let it touch your forehead, there in the center above your nose, between your eyebrows. And the moment it touches, feel this rush of indigo light pouring out, filled with incredible pictures of that playful child, that curious child. Pictures of times that you were in love, pictures of times when you felt this inner urge, this desire which you didn't quite understand. Just let all those pictures flow. And don't shut them down, let them continue to flow as the consciousness now moves to the top of your head, making a very, very tiny hole, a pinhole. And there, this incredible light now shines down over your brain. And the moment it touches your brain, it connects through all of its connections and shoots down through that central nervous system, through your entire body, down through your arms and into your hands, and down through your legs and into your feet. And as your body becomes filled with light, becoming brighter and brighter and brighter, take another deep breath and just relax and become clear, rested, open, and available. And now find yourself gently strolling along on a mountain path through an incredible magical forest. A forest filled with incredibly tall pine trees, trees who have seen many lifetimes, trees which are much, much older than you, shooting off into the sky. Incredible trees, incredible pine, spruce trees, and smell their incredible aroma. Let it in and feel the nature as you gradually walk in the night, in the early evening, down your path, in your magical mountain forest, with the snow on the peaks of the mountains that surround the forest, that shine through the incredible moonlight shining off the snow that shines through the trunks of the trees. And just continue to walk in this blue-gray moonlit night, not caring about where you are or what you're doing, on a break, taking some time for yourself. And as you continue to walk, you see a clearing. You start walking toward the light in the clearing, out of the darkness. And the clearing turns out to be this incredible, still, quiet mountain lake. Almost like crystal, it reflects like a mirror the mountain and the trees and the moon and the stars and the sky. Perfectly still, perfectly quiet. A deep, deep blue lake, dark, moonlit and still. And as you come to its shore, in awe of its beauty, you sit there by the shore, gazing out, and again, relaxed and calm, you grow tired. tired of all the information, tired of all the yes-nos about your sexuality, tired of all the expectations of yourself and others. Time to rest. And as you sit, you begin to drift off, you begin to daydream. Thoughts begin to rush through your mind, pleasant, beautiful thoughts. You begin to sink into a natural meditation, not a method, not a way to do it, just being yourself, letting go, letting go. And as you let go, you rest. You begin to lean back and lie your body down upon the ground that is slightly damp from the evening night, cool but not cold. The dampness that's always there in the forest, the ground that's protected by the trees, moves a cool, cold chill through your body. And you begin to drift and drift, going deeper and deeper into sleep. You begin to sleep and rest, becoming more still, at peace, becoming quiet. At ease. And then you begin to feel something moving within you. It's your spirit. It's the metaphysical you. The metaphysical you in a translucent form begins to sit up as your physical body remains there sleeping, remains there resting, dreaming. And the metaphysical you sits up gradually, separating at the head and the neck and the shoulders, and then the torso and the arms. And eventually it begins to come to its feet. And the legs begin to separate, and then it stands feet within feet. Your physical form remains there, quiet, at rest. And then the metaphysical you begins to walk down to the shore, toward the lake, feet then going into the water, into the incredible water of the lake, into the cool, cool water. And as you go into the lake, as you go into your unconscious, the water begins to move up through your ankles and your lower legs and knees, up into your upper thighs and hips, and now your hands and arms and torso. And this translucent metaphysical you begins to just walk fearlessly into the lake, continuing to walk until the water level is right there around your neck. And there is where you pause for a moment as you gaze out at this incredible beauty, looking out at exactly the lake water level as the glistening moonlight shines off the surface of the lake. And then you pause and taking a deep, deep breath all the way in as you gaze over the lake, you let go and your head goes into the water. And to your surprise, there is this incredible deep blue light that you can see in. And you just let go and you float beneath the surface, absent of gravity, at ease and in comfort. Twisting and turning in comfort, and then gradually coming closer. From off in the distance comes this incredible female form, glowing like phosphorescent light, glowing off in the distance. She symbolizes the Lady of the Lake. She symbolizes the goddess within you, your feminine side, your anima. As she comes closer, your arms just naturally float open, ready to embrace the Lady of the Lake. And then as she comes into your arms, you embrace and you experience the union of your male and female. And the moment that you embrace the opposite, you feel a need to communicate something. You feel this need to say hello to this part of you that you've ignored. To be grateful, to be thankful, and to hold on to it. And as you hold on, incredible images rush through your psyche. Images of incredible passion, images of compassion, and the people that have been compassionate with you, the people who have contributed to your life, and the people who have been passionate with you, who have excited you sexually, who have moved you to places that you didn't think you could go. And you see those images flashing through your mind, flashing through your psyche. And then come incredible pictures of nurturing, of you being nurtured. All the people in your life. Feel the gratitude of all those in your life who have taken care of you when you've been ill, when you were young and not capable with the ways of the world. And as those images pass, feel the images of creativity coming, of being born, of you as a child playing and creating magical things out of fairly common, simple elements. And as those pass, then feel the protector. Yes, they took care of you. See all of their faces, the people that protected you, the people that made sure that you were okay. The people that were there for you, who supported you, protected you from harm. And the images continue to flow, and images come then of sensitivity, of this incredible ability of these instincts, incredible instincts. And then the quality of rejoicing comes, the quality of celebration comes, and feel that excitement, that celebration, that playfulness. And as that comes, you and the lady begin to whirl and twist around, floating about beneath the surface. absent of gravity, absent of restraint. And as the rejoicing continues, the sense of love comes over you, deep, deep love, deep connection, incredible love. See now all those that you have loved, all those that have loved you, all those that you allowed yourself to love, all those that you allowed yourself to receive their love. Let the lady be that love. Let the lady be those opposite poles, the yin, the yang, your sun, your moon, your god, your goddess. And as you float, she then very gently lays her hands on the side of your face, on the left side and the right side of your cheek, and with that she just looks into your eyes and gently kisses you on the forehead. And you realize that you've been touched by your feminine side and all the qualities therein. And as you continue to float, she then begins to let go of you, and you begin to float to the surface as she drifts away and you drift away, and then you break through the surface of the lake and you smell the clean pine, cool air, and the glistening moon shine down on you. And you now are floating, effortlessly floating. Like a Viking burial, you float, feeling whole, having touched your lady, having touched those qualities within you, and you drift toward the shore. And as you come to the shore, you stand very slowly in the low water, looking with great pleasure, great, incredible pleasure at your physical form, which still lies there sleeping, dreaming, that physical part of you, and you love it, and you honor your own incredible physical form, your body, and with great joy and desire, your spiritual self gazes upon your physical form, for it's through it that it sees and touches and feels. You then begin to walk toward it, entering its form very slowly, sliding into it. Then your feet touch and you begin to slowly, gradually move to its legs. And as your pelvic area meets, as your genital area meets, this incredible energy goes off in your body, physically and metaphysically. You continue to lie, and as your hearts meet, again, this incredible sexual loving energy passes through you. And you continue to lie down, arm within arm, hand within hand, neck within neck, and as your heads unite, sparks ignite, shooting off like fireworks, and you rest, whole, complete, physical and metaphysical, male and female, sex and love. The polar opposites combine. Sleeping resting, quiet, still. Feeling complete. And with the feeling of completion, you very slowly begin to open your eyes, and you realize that something has changed. Something magical has happened. You have vague memories like a dream. You feel great, you feel rested. And without knowing what has happened, your physical form stands. And you gaze and you look at the lake. As you gaze at the lake, spontaneously, not knowing why, you move your hand to your lips and you throw it this incredible kiss, a wonderful kiss to the lake. And then you begin to walk down the path in the forest. And as you walk, you realize that for some reason it is easy to see, that it is no longer difficult, that it is bright, and with that you look up from under the trees, and there it is, a full moon, a bright full moon, no longer a dark moon. And you laugh to yourself and you realize something has changed. And rather than doubting, you trust your experience and you continue to walk down your path, feeling whole, healed, and complete. And very slowly you're going to come back to this reality, not before the count of 5. Not before you hear the count of 5, and when you do, you'll feel healed and whole and complete, energetic, realizing that something has changed, that in some way you did meet the lady. Not quite knowing what that means yet, but it felt good. 1, you hear the sound of my voice and the music playing, and 2, the seat that you sit upon and the floor that your feet or that you lie upon rest. 3, you begin to experience your body, your hands, your physical form, your feet. 4, your mind begins to remember the room, the space that you're in, the environment in which you are. And then waking, not before the count of 5, feel healed, awake, alive. 5. Again, I want to mention again that we have all been highly conditioned not to get in touch with these qualities, especially not in the form of the goddess, especially not in the form of the feminine. So that if you had some resistance, that's fine. Do not beat yourself up about it. That will begin to disappear. It will begin to go away for those of you that it happened for. There's plenty more of these that we're going to do. Again, when we work with you in this way, we're working with your unconscious. We're creating symbols which in time you're going to begin to identify and understand. And those symbols relate to your unconscious mind. So even if you consciously are not aware of what's going on, that's fine. A simple example, water is always the unconscious, especially dark water. And when you come out of darkness into light, that's enlightenment. There's all kinds of symbols in every one of these guided experiences, and they're there for a reason. It's a way to literally bypass the conscious mind and go directly to the unconscious and heal it. And that's what we're doing. So if you don't fully understand it, that's fine. In this particular one, if there were certain qualities that you resisted, say like nurturing or creativity or whatever, if resistance came up and you couldn't experience it, that's okay. That just means that there's something there that needs to be healed. And that information is now there. It's now been planted. It's now been put in your unconscious. And the healing process will start. It will begin, obviously, it already began this morning. And it will continue to go and go for the next 9 days or so. We have 7 of these. We have 7 of them to do. We've done 2, so there's 5 more. We'll do 1 every day, which will go down directly into the unconscious. And you'll receive a set of these tapes. We have plenty of stuff to work with. The other reason for giving you those tapes is that there's lots of stuff here. Trust me on this one, there's just a lot of stuff going on that you may be aware of, that you may not be aware of, that you're resisting. If you start experiencing physical discomfort, especially on the left side, it's okay. If you start finding yourself going deeply into emotional mood swings, that's fine. If you just feel great, that's also fine. In other words, just be open to whatever is going to happen. And again, if you don't have conscious reasons for what's happening, that's okay, it's appropriate. Because again, we're going past the unconscious. We're talking in symbols. And the unconscious doesn't put it all together, but the conscious doesn't put it all together. The unconscious does, though. The unconscious gets the message. The separation of the metaphysical and the physical, the going back into the body, the genitals touching the heart, touching the mind, the genitals, the heart, and the mind are, those are the 3 things that we all look for in our relationships, to have unity there. So just let the stuff work on you. Don't try to figure it out. If something comes to mind, as I said, write it down. Those journals are not to just be used here in this room. Those journals are for you to have with you, so that if you're home, and a thought comes to you, write it in there. I guess you can't do it while you drive your car, but see if you can remember and write it when you're stopped at a traffic light or something. Stuff will start to come up for you, important stuff. And you've been conditioned to repress it. So when it pops up, grab it real quick, snatch it, because it'll go right down again. It's like a fish jumping out of the water. Just psh, psh. If the water's there unconscious, it just jumps out and psh, goes right down again. You got to grab it when it's up there. And just write it down. And sometimes you even just get pieces when we're dealing with sexuality because you've been so repressed. So that you might just get a piece and it doesn't make any sense, but you sense that it's important, write it down. Another fish will come along later with the second half of the statement. Yeah, maybe there's 2 or 3 or 4 fish even. Write it down. Don't question. So at the end of this experience, I ask you to trust your experience. Trust that there suddenly was a full moon, and that doesn't make any sense in our reality, but it makes sense to your unconscious. So trust the thoughts that come up as you begin to work with this material. You're tackling something that there's tremendous resistance toward. Thank you. See you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock.